Hi there, my name's Neil. Welcome to another edition of PDM Vlogs. Hi there, coming to you today from hot, sunny Northampton. So I've got the windows open and the door open, so if there's any dog-related intrusions or background on, then I apologise in advance, but can't be helped. All this computer stuff running, it gets a bit hot in here. Anyway, today we're going to talk about electric pianos. So this kind of follows on from our season 1 episode about electric pianos, but also comes off the back of a kind of running joke that I'm really mad for electric pianos, put them in everything, which is kind of true. And in looking through my electric piano collection, I realised I had, well, at least 11. If you count all the different sort of variations, then a hell of a lot more. So I'm going to focus today on a couple of different types of electric pianos. So why electric pianos? Well, I just love the sound. I love the kind of dynamic of them. You can go from very soft to kind of very growly, just sort of playing technique. They sit very well in a mix with things like guitars. Good for sort of thickening out and padding out a mix, particularly in the mid-range. And they're just capable of a good wide range of sounds and tones. Very soft and very sort of ethereal, or they can be quite aggressive and quite hard. So I quite like that. So the two types we're looking at today are all based on Rhodes electric pianos or Wurlitzers, and I split them into two. Rhodes pianos tend to be a bit darker, a bit more gnarly and growly. Wurlitzer is a bit more kind of cutting and a bit more kind of aggressive. So I've picked sounds which I think are fairly similar, which have got that kind of dynamic range, and the MIDI file I've set up has got soft right through to hard and quite percussive sort of playing, and I quite like that about electric pianos, that ability to produce quite percussive sort of sounds and tones. So we've got a bit of that going on in the MIDI file. So I'm going to start by running through the plugins, but let's have a quick look first at what we're talking about in real life. We've got, so this is a Rhodes piano, a very sparkly one, but nice and the same. And it was made in several versions throughout its life, through 70s, right into 80s. I'm not sure they're still made, but they're certainly still out there and they're thinking expensive. And this is the good old Wurlitzer. And again, I don't think they're made anymore, but plenty out there on the second-hand market, and they ain't cheap. And they take some maintenance as well. So a software version is a pretty good option for me. So let's have a look at our different plugins. So we've got a variety here. First up, we've got this Scarbee Mk1, which is basically Mk1 Rhodes emulation and pretty good. We've also got the Native Instruments Mk1 Classic, which is, I think, is their contact element selection. Yeah, contact element selection. Then we've got good old Waves 88, and this is one of my go-tos. I mean, we've all got this one, and it's pretty cheap. So for, I think it was about 25-30 quid. It represents pretty damn good value. So, and it's very flexible, got lots of things you can tweak, effects in it, so it's pretty damn handy. This one, Neo Soul keys, is an old Steinberg one. I think you can still get it separately, quite expensive, about 200 quid, $200 from memory. But this is the first electric piano emulation I got, and I still like it. It's still quite a nice dark, kind of gnarly sound. It's got that kind of typical kind of Rhodes feel to it, and I've used it quite a lot. Tend to use the Waves now, but I thought it'd be nice to dust it off. What's going on? So most of the electric piano emulations we've got are sample based. So it's just layers of samples, different velocities, each key built up. But two of them in here, which are the Arturia ones, are modelled. So I thought it'd be interesting to put these in and do a comparison. The great thing about these modelled ones is they have not only a keyboard, but they have an amp and a whole range of effects you can slap in. So huge range of sounds, and it's all modelled, so pretty flexible. We've then got our good friends at Spitfire Audio, and they do a series of freebies, which we've mentioned plenty of times, called Labs, and we've got 2 here from their Labs series. So bearing in mind these freebies and everything else is paid, then yeah, it's a pretty big ask for them to stand up, but I think they do. They're very different in terms of their sort of structure and layout. They've got very little tweak, but the basic sound is very well recorded. So I thought I'd put these in. The weird thing is about these is they don't respond to velocity like some of the others do. They're more driven by expression. So the expression controller really controls the kind of sound a lot more. So not as flexible, but I thought good to include them because they're freebies, and to my mind they sound pretty good. And then the other one we've got, the Rhodes emulations, is from good old Halion Sonic, which is the synth that comes with most versions of Cubase, all versions of Cubase in various forms. And this is from the, so it's the early 70s EPN from the Artist library, which comes with, from memory, all the paid versions of Cubase, so Elements, Artist, and Chrome. So that, most people have probably got that. And the other one, the Amplified Wurli, which is our Wurli emulation from Halion Sonic, is part of the Pro set. That only comes with Cubase Pro. But those 2 surprised me. They were really good. So that's all the kind of Rhodes one, the orange ones, are all the Rhodes emulations. The Wurlitzer, or Wurli emulations, start off with, again, our good old Waves electric piano. This is the first Waves electric piano I got. Loved it, really good, really flexible, plenty of sound in there, plenty of tweakability, and a really good sound set. I'm running the HD sound set, and I think it's the Rave Play Blues preset. As I run through the project, I will pop up the relevant plugin so you can see what the plugin is and what preset it's playing. So we've also got the Arturia Wurli, and again, it's got plenty of flexibility. You can get under the hood and tweak things. It's got various amp choices, various mic choices, and effects. So it's got, again, modelled, but it's got a lot of flexibility in there. Then we've got a good old Labs version of the Wurli, and it's just their standard DI model. Again, it's mainly controlled on the expression pedal. I don't have an expression pedal, so it just have to be put out. So, but really, to get the best out of this, you need to go in and edit the expression. And then we've got, like I say, the Halion Sonic Amplified Wurli from the Halion Sonic SE2 Pro set, running in Halion Sonic SE3. So that's our plugins, and we're just going to, like we do usually, run through the project, export a high-res audio file and splice in, and see what we think. Oh, just got a bumblebee join us. Right, here we go. One bumblebee sorted out. Right, so in the project we're not running anything fancy. We've got no compression, we've got no EQ, we're just running all these straight into the stereo bus, and the only thing running on the stereo bus is good old Waves L3 limiter, multiband limiter set with on the Levny mastering limiter setting. Okay, so, and that's just to catch any peaks, make sure we don't get any distortion and sort of overload on the stereo out. Okay, so we'll run this and see what we think. So there you go. What did I think? Well, obviously I love the Waves emulations, they always sound great. What surprised me, I think, was some of the Halion Sonic SE plugins and presets. Yeah, I think the Waves and the HSC emulations were the most dynamic and had that growl. So that kind of, they're going from quite soft to that growl. So the Native Instruments, Waves, and Halion Sonic Steinberg ones were most dynamic to my mind. The Arturia, not quite dynamic and not quite as necessarily quite as real sounding, but they have immense flexibility. Having played with them, you can do all sorts of stuff with them. The effects and the inclusions are pretty good, and give a different range of sounds. Still like the Neo Soul keys, but yeah, does it replace the Waves? Sounds pretty similar. Am I going to use it? Maybe once in a while when I need something a bit darker of that particular tone. They've all got their individual sounds and tones, so they've all got a place somewhere in in a song or a mix. The Labs stuff is pretty good again for freebies. So for no cost you get a pretty damn decent electric piano sound. Don't quite have the kind of range of sound or the kind of dynamics that the Waves, Native Instruments, and Steinberg HSC ones do. But they're pretty good for freebies. So yeah, a pretty good selection. So check them out. If you've got them, have a play with them. Don't necessarily do what I do and put them in everything, but hey, like a bit electric, So I hope that was interesting, I hope that helped, and well, we shall see you next time on the next vlog. Their standard DI model. Again, it's mainly controlled on the whatever that is.